Heaven at the end of the world. Grade 2. Story. The Turtle People. Captain Allegra looked off at the ocean. It went on forever. Or so it seemed! Someday she would find the edge and get to the paradise there. Then she heard a cannon fire. Boom! It was the black pirate ship. She yelled, "I thought we lost them at Horse Island." The first mate said, "Looks like you thought too soon." The black ship came up along the side. Captain Black himself came out on the deck of the black ship. He yelled to Captain Allegra, "You're never gonna find the edge. There ain't no paradise in your father world higher." Captain Allegra yelled back, "Then why do you keep following us, you imbecile?" Good spelling up, Dylan. It's like right band. The first mate yelled out, "We'll stop you, Captain Black. We'll find the edge of the world and you'll see her father was no liar." The battle kept going until Captain Allegra's ship got away. "Now west," she said. And the ship sailed towards the sunset. Oh, what? My sister's a good storyteller. This is a very artistically inclined family. Which is probably why there's all this mental issue. It's the book Dad wrote. So, Dad, you might say you're a little obsessed with JFK. And how you been? I know you're a published author and everything now, but my editor at Hi-Fi Aficionado has too much review work to go around. He's looking for another freelancer. Naturally, I thought of you. You were saying in your past letter how much a pain it's been trying to find a publisher for your latest work of literature, and writing stereo reviews is dead simple. Sit home with a glass of scotch, listen to some records, and write how it sounds, and then get paid. I've included some issues of the mag to use as examples. If you're interested, send some samples to my editor. And tell him your old college chum Mike sent you. Here's the address. Do it! Mike, you introduced my father to a job which sucked his soul out through his teeth. Oh, is this the... role model? Yeah. Coupons. Tortilla chips. Hell yeah. Okay. This room is slightly more great. Things are... This is a really... I keep expecting something to happen. This is an exploratory game. Nothing's probably going to happen. Nothing's going to kill me. Nothing's going to kill me. Nothing's going to kill me. It's just scotch. Dr. Pepper. Delicious. You know, I'm a pretty good bartender myself. See, what are you doing putting shot glasses on the floor? That's gonna end up pretty bad. Yeah. Oh-ho! A massage! Dear Mr. Greenbrier, I write to inform you that, unfortunately, Mercury Books will be unable to publish your follow-up to The Accidental Pariah, despite the low sales of The Accidental Savior. We went ahead... Oh, sorry. Despite the low sales of The Accidental Savior, we went ahead with publication of the second book in hopes of the John Russell series catching on. However, sales of the second book have, in fact, been lower than those of the first, and so our stewardship of the series must end here. It's been a pleasure working with you as a publisher, and we wish you and John Russell the best in your future endeavors. Sincerely, Donald Phipps. Publisher. Sorry, Dad. from our future saved the present's life once, but within the next 24 hours will be another attempt, and the lines of communication are down! James Bond for today's audience. Compelling, a thriller worth its salt. And yet it didn't terribly. Publishing is a hard-ass job. Writing is hard. Wait.
Somehow I always knew
Damn.
that someday we'd be through. Now that it's happened, I just can't believe it. I've done the best I could to keep from feeling blue. Can't get you off my mind.
My Little Sister is awesome. Okay,
Voodoo, mildew, and shandu.
I'm gonna turn this
Why,
right.
Daddy, I didn't know you.
Menstrual Cycle, a novella. The early morning of September 1st, 1937, Essa Glatz stares out the window of the train as it travels from Vienna back to her home village of Wielem in Poland. As the train rumbles along and the sun rises over the countryside, she can only think of her dear Borislav, the boy she's engaged to wed. Meanwhile, deep in her guts, an ovum starts to develop. As the train approaches its destination, her heart races. The lining of the uterus is getting thick and soft. As Essa steps off the train, her eyes dart quickly across the gathered crowd. Then, there, her dear Boris. Still in his baker's smock, he must have dropped to his early morning duties at his father's shop to come meet her. What a sweetheart. Her heart skips a beat. The ovary releases the ovum. It travels through the fallopian tube. Over the wheezing of the steam engines, a deep hum grows. It's coming from the sky. Dark shadows pass over the station. A whistling sound. Essa, her thoughts only a second faster than the bombs, reaches out towards her dear Boris across the crowd. Their eyes lock and the moment freezes. The flash and smoke envelops him almost instantly. In the assault by German forces, almost 75% of the people in her hometown are killed. The rest, including Essa and, for a time, Borislav, huddle in a half-destroyed church. He is blind. His legs are missing, bandaged with torn bed sheets. Essa's egg will not be meeting a sperm. It dissolves. About 2 weeks later, Boris loses his grip on life. Essa has given up her rations to keep Boris alive. God damn it! Be quiet, house. But in the end, nothing can save him. Since the lining of the uterus is not needed for a pregnancy, it comes out through the vagina. Essa vows to survive. She sets off to join the Polish resistance as a daring spy and saboteur. Another ovum starts to develop in one of the ovaries, and the process begins again. It is incredible how the female body knows how to prepare for pregnancy. My sister is so cool. Sis, you're kind of a badass. I hope I'm as well a badass, but I haven't heard much about me. You know I'm good at sports. Hello? There we go. What do we got here? More books? Oh, this is depressing. Those just never got sold. Oh, wait. Haha. Samantha, please give this to your mother. Janice. Thank you for having Danny over to your new home. He has missed having his friend Samantha in the neighborhood very much. Danny asked if he could lend Samantha his Nintendo Street Fighting tape, and I gave him my permission. He needs to spend less time with these games anyway. No hurry returning it. A little bit of self-aware there. Cutscene, man. Let Samantha know that she's welcome back to our house to visit anytime. Sincerely, Mary Schultz.
When you live in one place your whole life, your next door neighbor is kind of like your default friend. And Daniel only got weirder over the years. So moving away has been a good excuse to, like, not see him anymore. But he did always have the good Nintendo games. Maybe I'll give him a call.
Please tell Mom and Dad. Sorry about the stuff that's missing, Sam. Wait, this was recent. Sam? Sam, what have you gotten yourself into? This is Danny. I mean, Sam, you don't base a friendship off of Nintendo games. I know I did, but I wasn't very smart when I was a teenager, and you seem much smarter than I was, so... Hadouken! Hey, Lonnie. So if you wanted to come over to my house still this afternoon, that would be cool. I can drive. It's kind of far, but I can drive you home too, so hopefully that's fine. Right back and leave this in my locker if you still want to, and we can meet in the parking lot after 6. Samantha. Yeah, I'm totally in. See you there. I'm gonna kick your butt. Get ready. Oh man. Sam. Lonnie's gonna
So
kick
you know
your
what
butt.
they say about the best laid plans of mice and men? Yeah, turns out it applies to Street Fighter too.
Ha.
At least I worked up the courage to walk into the 7-Eleven and ask for a turn, but all that practice at home did not exactly translate in the wild. So after I was finished getting my butt kicked, I followed them outside while they smoked. And that was when she asked me if I was that psycho house girl.
Ooh.
But then she said she's always really wanted to see the psycho house. Her name is Lonnie. She's coming over tomorrow.
Katie, please, whatever you found, don't tell Mom and Dad. Please, Sam? I've yet to find a key to anything, so... Heavens to Betsy. Hello, new student. We hope that you are as excited about your first day at Goodfellow High as we are. Please be sure to bring the following with you on your first day of class. Nutritious lunch. Boring.
Oh my god. You are so lucky you finished high school before we moved into this house.
Yeah?
So, it's the first day of school, and there I am, introducing myself to the class, and I say that I just moved into the house on Arbor Hill. All of a sudden, every kid in the room turns and just stares like I suddenly transformed into a mutant. I just stood there, wishing pretty hard for a rewind button, because now maybe nobody knows my name, but they all know who I am. The Psycho House girl. Great.
I'm sorry. Okay. I think it's time to tackle upstairs. If something starts jumping out at me, I will be angry. Sam, is this your door? I really hope it's your door. So leaving every damn light in the house on. You're as bad as your sister. Read sternly worded letter. To whom it may concern, I, Samantha Greenbrier, am 17 years old and am therefore an independent, fully functional human being. The fact that you still forbid me from going into the city on my own is frankly absurd. Compare with Katie, who's only 3 years older than me, and yet you allowed her to go all the way across an ocean to another continent on her own. I just want to spend an evening in a normal, totally safe city on my own like a human being, since you may also remember that I have my own car now. You can't really stop me. Your daughter, Samantha. Okay, so maybe Samantha's just on a little trip out to the city and didn't run away forever and maybe go crazy and die. Why is the TV not working? And where's the Nintendo? Street Ventures the cat returns. Chun-Li. Yes! Chun-Li is pretty cool.
We're so cool, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're so cool. We're so cool, yeah, yeah. Fuck you too, cool schmuck. I don't wanna sit around and talk about the weather. We're such a good old day. I don't wanna wonder if you're gonna say hello. I don't wanna wonder if you're gonna walk away. I don't wanna hear how many friends you have. I don't have any anymore. I don't want you to tell me what's so cool. I don't wanna go back to junior high school. I don't want anybody to tell me how thin I am. I don't wanna die to a fucking candy tree. Okay, this is a really fun part, and it's a remote. I just wanna be one of the boys. I just wanna be your little Russian toy. Let's hang out and be cool, alright. Let's go watch the girl fight tonight.
Let's go hang out and be cool. Alright. I'm down for that sentiment.
I'm a little ass. I make jokes all the time. I can pick a pie and lift you up and down. I can throw your heart right out of this town. See, I don't think I was telling me what's so cool about what I'm wearing. When you can't even tell me how you feel, and you can't even be my friend for real.
It's Steggy. Hi, Steggy. Metalworking grade C minus. No, not a challenging assignment. Metal plaque for family portrait. Reasonable subject, but not complex. When I said that mom and dad should be replaced with parents' names, I did not mean to just add them underneath. Acceptable leveling on edges. Show more pride in work. Sam, you went to a really shitty school, and I'm really sorry for that. You seem like a creative... Be quiet. You seem like a creative, bright, really cool girl, and when me and my dad are building. When it's time. When it's done. Sorry, when it's done. I thought that was pretentious. Like, you seem like a really cool girl, and you seem like you know what you're doing with your life. But you had the bad luck of going to a kind of crappy high school, which I can sympathize with. I went to a kind of crappy high school myself. And, you know, that sucks. People don't really... Man, Sam had this in like 4th grade. That's awesome. Like... I'm sorry. Collar. Whoa. You had a cat? Where did I have a cat? Yeah. Aww. When you were a baby. Got your number. Okay, awesome. More Captain Allegra. King's Labyrinth, Chapter 2, Fraying Threads. Captain Allegra, still in her flowing skirt and sturdy jerkin, descended the single shining thread into the lower cavern of the labyrinth. She said, she and the first mate, on their own now, grew closer to their goal, the throne room of the dead immortal king of the island. The first mate slid down the line onto the stone floor. She swept chalky stone dust from the front of her canvas trousers and looked at Allegra. Silken thread, nigh unbreakable thanks to the enchanted moths that inhabited the island, trailed behind, leading their way back to the entrance. From further into the labyrinth, a moaning began to echo. The moaning grew louder and clearer. It turned into words from some ancient language they could not understand. The king's cursed voice. The hairs on Captain Allegra's arm stood on end. She looked back at the first mate, whose eyes remained locked on the blackness of the passage for a moment too long before noticing the captain's gaze. The first mate nodded silently ahead. Okay, this is a cool mood now. Following the king's ghostly song deeper and deeper into the labyrinth, they came upon a rocky gap spilling forth otherworldly blue light. The great basin of the dead king's throne room lay below. Skeletal in rotted robes, the king was hunched over the blue orb topping his royal scepter. Shadows of his bony fingers danced on the walls like ghouls. As he sang, wailing souls flowed in one by one through the cracks in the cave walls, pulled into the orb, causing it to glow brighter and brighter. Behind the king, a long staircase hewn from rock led down into the chamber from a passage at the top. Allegra said, "We have the advantage in numbers. I will draw his attention and then you..." But the first mate interrupted. "No, I am smaller and quicker, and you know of dealing with mystical energies like these. I will circle to the other side, get the king's attention, and lead him on a merry chase." She held up the silk line. "All traced by this invisible thread, of course," Allegra said. "It is a good plan, but perhaps we should go together." The first mate shook her head. "You know this is our best chance. Don't be afraid for me." They grasped hands and exchanged 3 tight squeezes, their palms growing warm. The first mate tied the shining thread to the belt of her trousers, gave a quick salute and a wink, and dashed off. Allegra waited, staring vigilantly across at the top of the stairs where the first mate was to appear. The king continued his... Wait, no! The singing stopped. The king turned and began walking up the stairs. Allegra wanted to call out to do anything to stop the first mate from running headfirst into danger. She tried tugging on the line to signal her. No use. The king was nearly at the top of the stairs when the first mate burst through the passageway. She skidded to a stop. Even from across the yawning basin, Allegra could see the first mate's eyes grow wide. She turned and ran. Summoning his undead power, the king left the ground, levitating, gliding behind her with distressing speed. From some dank passage much too far away, Allegra heard the first mate scream. She was already running toward the sound. The line in Allegra's hand went taut, then shuddered. It fell slack to the stone floor. As Allegra ran, she was gathering line, twisting it around her arm. She came to its end. The unbreakable thread dangled limply, its edge shredded and frayed in her hand. She tossed it to the ground and ran. Holy shit! I sure hope the first mate is okay. You got an undead mage on your hands. That's some pretty hardcore shit. It's at least a level 11 wizard. And even then, if it's... Well, if there was a lich in this house, that would be so fucking awesome. Bye.